The views and opinions expressed in the following program are those of the hosts and guests, and not necessarily those of the staff or management of Worldwide Digital Broadcasting Corporation.
Well, my girl's got the sweetest pussy.
What else?
Welcome to SinCityBounty.com. I love the first line of our song.
Wait, so other people actually heard that line too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
They get to hear us sing it as well.
In case you didn't know, that song was gifted to us by a band called the Yeller Bellies, who's one of the members' wife is a really good friend of ours, and when she heard about our show many years ago and we were looking for some theme music, she said, "I have the perfect song for you." And so we borrowed the song, and the Yeller Bellies are not together today, but we give them kudos for giving us a song. We'll have to post the lyrics again so everybody can know what it's
right.
actually
I actually
about
don't know all the lyrics except the one leading up to Pussy. Like, for some reason, that's the only one I know. So the rest could be great. I just have no clue.
I see the ears that you're wearing.
Yes.
Can you tell us why you're wearing Mickey Mouse ears?
Sure, because next week is Halloween, and so I wanted to pre-prep and get pre-prepped for the big party this weekend. So the decor that I have in my home all revolves around Mickey ears. So I have various forms of Mickey ears.
So I take it Halloween for you is not about Jason or Freddy Krueger or vampires and blood and gore. It's just dressing up.
I actually don't like dressing up, and I don't like Halloween. Except I do love, I love the kids coming around, and we get a ton of children where I live, like a ton. They send a community newsletter out, and they're like, plan for 1,000. We get a ton.
Wow.
So,
do you know if you've had 1,000 kids or
no? I've shut my light off. Like I once had, it was like 400 or 500 pieces, and then I had to shut it off within an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
So we get a lot of teenagers. It's kind of crazy. Like, people just bring their kids in. There's that people decorate their houses more than Christmas, by the way.
Yes, actually, it just came out. Business Watch just came out with Halloween produces more revenue for the country than Christmas does.
Really?
Yeah, and it's growing. It's gaining.
That's insane. So we have one house they decorate as a pirate ship, like the entire 5-bedroom, 3-bath house. Like, it's...
I want to check that out.
It's like a big, huge pirate ship. So, needless to say, they always win the contest. I normally throw a pumpkin out uncarved and set it out there. And
not even Martha Stewart, like, gold thumbtacks in it.
No, that's too much. That's too much. Like,
because that's like, or paint it with some paint.
Well, this year my daughter did one. So it has a cat. So we're hoping it lasts. And if it doesn't, then it's just going to be whatever's left of it is going to sit out. But we used to get a lot of decorations. I'm just not into decorating outdoors. But we used to have, like, the flashing strobe light that, gives people seizures. Cobwebs and all this crazy crap out there, but I'm more like, here's a flashlight so I'm home, and here's a piece of candy.
So what I was asking is, Halloween is not about the scary stuff for you.
No, I hate scary stuff.
Do you?
I hate to be scared. I hate scary shit. I hate it.
What about you, Jacob? Are you a fan of the scare?
I was
fear?
I was at one time, younger of course, and I was going to mention, I just saw in the news recently that there's a town or a city, I don't know, whatever, but they're setting an ordinance where anyone over like 16, I think, can't trick or treat.
sound. It was at first.
Yeah.
Then it was a dirty Halloween sound.
I don't know how I feel about that, because I remember when I was 16 years old,
Yeah.
I would still go out and steal other kids' candies, but, you know, that's what you did.
Well,
There are a lot of people who have the attitude that if you're over the age of 14 or 15, they don't want teenagers showing up at their door. And that's a little bit of a security issue, because you know that teenagers are doing some shit out there. They're breaking, they're knocking your mailboxes
what would you
over.
rather them do? Would you rather know they're out trick-or-treating and coming to get a miniature candy bar? Or would you rather know they're out there causing ruckus?
Teenagers are almost adults, which means they can almost commit crimes to go to jail for. They already commit crimes that they should probably be going to jail for anyway. So I get a little flustered when teenagers show up at my door, which is very rare because I live in a neighborhood where everybody's lazy, so nobody does anything. It's not like your neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Pirate ships and everything, you know.
It's it's crazy. It's crazy. But the whole thing is that for us, it's a huge, I mean, we're right by the high school. I live in a very family-oriented community. I have a teenager myself who just went tonight and got her shark costume. It's the first year she's going as something even remotely cutesy. Like, she's always been something dead ever since she was 5. So it's her first, like, cutesy costume. But yeah, she's like, I might put sunglasses on so no one recognizes me in a big shark costume. But otherwise, yeah.
I stopped trick-or-treating when I was 15 because I was working.
Yeah.
And so I was tired. I might go to a party, hang out, have some pizza, have some of that dry ice punch. But other than that, it wasn't, I didn't want to go hang out with the little tiny kids who were trick-or-treating anymore.
I would much rather mine go get the candy. Like, she's going to be 25 out there trying to get candy. It's not even for her at that point. Like, I'm like, listen, I gave birth, you owe me whatever's in that bag. So
My favorite, when I was older, my younger cousins would come home with the candy, is kind of like, all right, everyone dumps the candy out, and then you parcel it out to see which one you like, and you would trade. Those are the, fun times.
Yeah. Did you trick-or-treat when you were a teenager?
Of course.
Or
And
did
not
you
only did I
just steal
No.
people's bags?
I only did that when I got older, because that's what older kids did.
See? That's what I'm saying.
how older are we talking?
I was like 15, 16.
Okay,
Old enough to do adult crimes and go to real jail,
Yeah,
I
be
guess.
a little scared of 15
Yeah.
and 16-year-olds show up at
Right.
your doorstep asking
But,
for candy. They're probably scoping your place out behind you. See what they can
But
steal later.
you don't stand there. At least not in our neighborhood. You don't open the door for every kid. You just sit
don't?
out on the porch.
It used to be,
yeah.
but it used to be that way.
Right.
Where
it
you
used
would
to be
just wait
different.
till they knocked and you open the door.
Well, let me ask you this. So what are your thoughts then on, traditionally, a kid with a pillowcase versus a kid with a pumpkin plastic kind of thing, a pail? What do you
I
like?
love the pillowcases.
Pillowcase
That's how
right
I
here.
used to trick or treat
Yeah.
too.
Future billionaire.
Yeah, totally. When they come with the pillowcase, I'm always like, I love your pillowcase. And if they're something cute that, just came off their bed and they're like it's a 16-year-old boy and he's got his Star Wars pillowcase, I'm like, dude, you're getting extra candy because that took guts, I had a girl one time, it was right towards, because what kind of happens, they come in a rush and you get all the little kids, then you get all the teenagers. And I had this girl come and she had her pillowcase and I'm like, why don't you have any candy? And she said her parents said she was too old, she wasn't allowed. So she snuck out a window, grabbed her pillowcase, and decided to try and trick-or-treat really quick. So, I gave her like a ton of candy in there. So, gotta appreciate that. Parents, let your kids go out. I know not everyone agrees, and that's okay, but I would much rather my daughter be out there doing that than,
Now,
hanging with some kids and
Do you
drinking.
go out with your daughter? Does she go out? You let her go out on her own?
It used to be a tradition for her and her father to go, and I passed out candy. But for the past 2 years, she went with a friend.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
When she was little.
Do
we
you
would both
plan
take her.
on having candy in bowls for people at the party?
So, oh God, you just gave me another great idea. Fuck, I need to get candy. No, but you're gonna think this. I'm gonna out myself now. I didn't think about the whole dry ice punch thing, but now I have to do that.
Oh!
Yeah.
I just made the party
You did.
better.
And candy. We got to get some candy
Right?
too.
I have a bunch of BuzzFeed and Nifty videos to send you about how to make Freddy Krueger drinks and a whole bunch of scary stuff like that.
Okay.
There's an Oreo vodka drink that's really cool looking. It's called a Scream. That's what it's called.
Sounds delicious.
So yeah, I've never been into all of that. I've never I'll never be the one to jump into like sticking your hands in a bowl and trying to find, figure out what it is, and it's grapes, but you think they're eyeballs. I've never been into any of that. I get grossed out gutting a pumpkin. So
it is kind of gross gutting a pumpkin.
It's very gross gutting a pumpkin. Very gross. Tim said he was never allowed to do Halloween. He was 20 the first time he went trick-or-treat.
Wow. Did you get a lot of candy? I wonder if a 20-year-old gets a lot of candy. Because if he were trick-or-treating at my house, he'd get none.
Yeah.
I give the adults candy too. When they come up and they have a costume on. I mean, you go out for that walk, you're getting crap. So come to my house.
You realize that there's nothing underneath that raincoat, right?
That's what I'm hoping.
When they come?
So,
Yeah. Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm hoping one year it's a good Halloween. I'm just saying.
Is that a jack-o'-lantern, or are you just...
Happy to see me.
Yeah, but I have no qualms if it's... Sometimes, people get really weird if the teens aren't dressed or something. But I'm like, you put through the effort. Like, you were nice. You said hi. Here's your candy.
Such a softie.
But I just always think, I don't want... My kid has looked like an adult since she was 7. So I know she's gotten the looks before. And she turns 14 tomorrow. So I know she's gotten the looks before. And I would kind of feel bad if someone said to her, hey, you're way too old. So I don't do it myself.
I don't say anything like that. I'm not that mean.
But what would you do? Just pass them up, not give them the candy?
Usually.
Pretend that she doesn't see him.
Yeah, I figure, your kids look so cute. Here's the kids' candy, and then they go.
Oh, no, I'll give it to whomever.
Yeah, I kind of agree with her on that one, though.
Yeah.
Whoever shows up at the door, you got to give them candy.
I'm so glad I live in a neighborhood where there's no trick-or-treating. I've had candy, a bowl of candy for the past 6 years in my house, and I have candy.
Is that what you're giving out?
Yeah.
What?
Maybe that's why they're not coming, because they know.
It's 6-year-old candy.
No. Every year for 6 years, I buy candy, put it in a bowl, put it by the door, and wait for a knock, and I don't get any, so I have candy for a whole month.
So you know how the day after Christmas is like a big deal, right? You got all the sales and all that other stuff, and even after Thanksgiving, you got leftover dinner. What do you guys do after Halloween, like the day after? Is it just binge on candy?
Well, I'll tell you about for us. Halloween night, my daughter dumps out her candy and divvies it up. I'm gummy anything. I'm like any type of Twizzler, gummy, whatever. So we divvy that up, and then, we'll split up. And she's done all the work, by the way. But I just kind of conditioned her from the time she was a child, like, I'm getting some whether you want to or not. So, she'll split it, and then we'll keep the stuff to the side. But she's really cute about it, even to this day, because she'll put aside what she knows my mom likes. If there's stuff she knows her dad likes, she'll kind of divvy all that, and then the rest goes back in the bag. And the candy's only enticing for like a day or two.
Yeah.
Most of it ends up getting thrown.
Wow.
So, but for that day or two, we're like chocolate faced, like shaking like we shouldn't have any more candy. And then after that, it loses its appeal, and then it's gone.
Put it in a bowl and save it for 6 years when people come over.
No, it really does. It just usually gets thrown. Or we used to give it to
Did you know that candy is good for up to a year or more?
Oh, I've eaten candy I found in the bottom of my couch that I'm sure has been like 4 years old. Candy's good forever.
Candy corn is, anyway.
Well, that doesn't count as candy.
No, it doesn't.
That stuff will survive a nuclear something or another.
It makes good, a great fire starter for the barbecue. True story.
Does it?
Just made that up.
Those are the things that go right in the trash. Those are the ones where we're like, no one's even trying it. So candy. I mean, what's your favorite candy?
Chocolate.
when you would get what type?
Oh, I like the
Halloween.
little miniatures, the Milky Ways and the Kit Kats and I love those little ones like that.
What about yours?
So my favorite candy of all time, regardless of the season, is Ike and Mike. Now, I say Ike and Mike when I know that on the box it says Mike and Ike. But that's just how I do it. Anyway, when it comes to Halloween, I like the Nestle's Crunch. I like the little mini Nestle Crunch.
Yeah.
The little, I guess the little rice things, and I like it. I like that. I like that.
Not
I like
supposed to be
the
in there. That means it's 6 years old.
Those little rice things, they look so similar to
That's why they're
maggots.
crunchy, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they taste good.
It's seasoned. They're well seasoned.
Is that another hashtag? Are you doing hashtag little
I
mini
am.
chocolate thingies? Wow.
Mini chocolate maggots.
Okay.
Say Halloween already.
Right?
Gross.
It is pretty gross. Do you have what's yours? Is anything like taffies?
Not necessarily taffy. Anything that's gummy-ish. You know, Twizzlers are my haul. Like, they're my jam. If there's a Twizzler, I will take the different color Twizzlers. I will take the pull and peel. I will take the
do
regular.
they sell Twizzlers in little mini
Yes,
size?
they do. They do.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes, and there's an assortment of Twizzlers. So that's mine. She knows not to even sniff a pack of Twizzlers. Like, and what I do is I check them. And it's funny because I started it when she was little just to make sure, nothing was tampered with. But again, now that she's a teenager, she's still like, can you check this before I eat it? So every single piece of candy gets checked.
She's not bringing home apples, is she?
No.
Do
but
people
we
still do that, you think? Bring home apples or give out apples?
I think there was only like one or
Occasionally.
two instances happening, and now it's become a legend.
Yes.
My-
As it should be.
It's like the Tylenol tampering thing.
And my favorite right now is when you see this on Facebook, the meme that goes around like, parents, be aware drug dealers are passing out these
Yeah.
to your kids that look like candy. And I might have said this on here once before, but parents, if your kids get any of those, bring them to me. I'll check them. I will make sure that they're not dangerous. I'll exchange it for candy. Like, I have plenty. But there is no fucking drug dealer in their right mind that's going to be passing out like these expensive, like Oxy pills or, what have you. Just to, trick the children. Like, what the fuck?
Do you? No, because marijuana is like super expensive. I was thinking, do you think they'll be giving out buds because of all the legalization of marijuana lately?
If you go to the dispensary, sure, that might be a thing.
Or if you go to Johnny Fever's house.
I was thinking about that, but I just read an article at how expensive dispensary marijuana is. I could not believe it.
Nobody's, even if someone's growing it in their bathroom, like nobody
No
is
one's giving it away
passing
for
out
free, yeah.
drugs. I'm sorry, people. It's not happening. And by chance, if it does, I will check it for your children. It's like a public service.
$7 for an ounce.
Of what?
Grass.
I lived during when
I
it was
couldn't
only
even tell you
$25 for an ounce.
And that was a good ounce, man. That wasn't stems and seeds. That was some good buds.
Yeah. And that's just marijuana.
See, the giveaway, he actually said grass, so that was the giveaway right there.
Right. The only thing I have to compare it to is how much a bottle of Motrin costs. So, I know if a bottle of Motrin is expensive, I know they're not giving out the good shit. Like, I just know. So, but again, parents, you want me to test anything?
Vendetta says,
service.
luckily I was living in the dorms and it was art school, so we had trick-or-treating in the dorms and so many great costumes. I put on sunglasses and said I was a rapper. Hashtag cheap racial costume.
The one thing that I just can't get behind, though, is when they do the trick or trunk thing. When you get a bunch of cars in a parking lot and kids just walk from car to car.
Oh, yes.
That just...
That's kind of weird.
That's very weird.
It is.
I get it, but I don't know.
They try to do it because they don't want the kids. It's super dangerous for the children to be trick-or-treating.
By themselves.
Because, again, all of these drug dealers
well,
are out there.
There are a lot of things going on in town that a group of mine just went to the Spooktacular Halloween in Hollows, and that was in Paradise Park, and it was, you know, put on by members of this particular community, and they just had tables set up where the kids could go around. The mall has done it for years.
Right. I get that. I'm totally fine with the mall doing it.
So I guess this group of people with the cars just said, well, we don't really have a venue. How about we use the parking lot?
Here's the deal. I almost feel like I wish they had that when I was a kid. And I almost feel like this is something I would create because I don't want to walk around the neighborhood. So I feel like I would be the one who would initiate, like, let's just bring the candy to me.
Yeah.
And let me just have to walk around this tiny parking lot to get it. I don't know why I didn't come up with that idea.
Now I'm thinking now that you brought up, that's a good thing. I like this. I like where you're going with this because could you call Uber, have them go to these houses, and then like Uber Eats and have them deliver the candy to you?
Yes.
I think there are some Uber drivers that should jump on that opportunity.
Go ahead, use it, fine.
Idea.
Use it.
I like that idea. We have people who come into the neighborhood and they'll pull, I don't know if they're pulling on I think a four-wheel or something. I was going to say a tractor, but that's back home. But they'll pull like a cart behind it with a shit ton of kids in there. And so they'll pull up, the kids will get out, go get their candy, get back in, pull up, get out. I'm like, you gotta work for it, kids. Do you know how many streets I walked up and down?
Well, yes. Okay, so I see you have this attitude if they got to work for it, but if they come to your door, you're still giving them candy, aren't you?
Absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to say I saw your dad drop you off right next door. I need you to hike it down the street and come back for the one Kit Kat I'm going to give you. So, yeah. Vendetta said, talk about inflation. Johnny paid $7, I paid $100. So, that's for an ounce? Like,
I don't even know what that looks like. So,
how many does an ounce make?
It's like a sandwich bag. Do you remember those?
Like full?
2 fingers in a baggie.
Wow.
So many jokes there. Hashtag 2 fingers in a baggie. That one writes itself.
No tweets necessary. Just leave it there. It's done.
That's how I spend my Thanksgiving. 2 fingers in a baggie. Yep. You know my specialty.
So all of our friends, including ourselves, are super excited about the party coming up.
There's a party coming up?
Your party.
Yeah, there is.
It's the first annual Nightmare on Fremont Street.
Yes. Yeah, we're super excited about that. It's October 28th at 9 p.m., 700 Fremont Street.
Right across, directly across from Container Park.
Directly across from the Container Park.
From the balcony of the place, you can see the praying mantis blowing its fire. It's awesome.
It is very, very awesome. Super excited about it. Again, you know, no cover, but it will be open to the general public because there's a lot going on downtown. So I'm highly encouraging people to, when you get there, just let the bouncers know you're with the Plush BBW event so that they know, because there'll be a lot of folks downtown. In fact, I think they're closing off some of the streets down there too, because they got some parades going on and a lot of different things. But anyway,
I almost feel like they can guess. Like when I walk up, they could go like,
"Oh yeah,
you're with Plush." I'm guessing.
I didn't want to say that, but whatever. Anyway,
so if there's any question, maybe emphasize that you're with Plush. Otherwise, you just high five and you do like the secret wink.
Right, you're good. So we're having a Halloween contest. Now I have to give you a little background and kind of again out myself about the Halloween contest. So when I was talking to Katie about this, like, hey, let's also do a Halloween contest. She's like, yeah, let's do that. So I've been pushing it, promoting it, yelling it out to the world, and then it just dawned on me the other day that I have no prizes. I have nothing for this contest. I don't even know like how to pick who wins. But I think we'll just like, okay, clap. Everybody who thinks that person is good, whatever you clap. That's how we're gonna do it. So when I got here earlier into the studio, I was telling this to John, and he did the most amazing, most outrageous, most gracious thing ever. He actually is going to donate, here's the prize, he's going to donate an hour of airtime, of studio time to the winner.
That's how we roll.
Right?
Yeah,
That
so
is awesome.
That is very, very awesome.
And here's the thing, even if you come in and like you don't want to, you don't need to promote anything, you can come in and rant for an hour. You can tell your family you love them. You can go through your Christmas wish list.
Can we make them wear their costume?
Hey, you know what? Whatever you want to do. Actually, that is a good idea.
So
they should wear their costume.
So let's
and unless they want to talk about their business.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So that's something actually you really would want to mention too.
Mm-hmm.
They can wear their costume.
You can wear your costume.
But if it is somebody who has a business and they want to promote it, they can come in and record for the hour talking about their business.
Yep.
And it's absolutely something, that they're able to use.
Yep.
We're also a pet-friendly studio.
You can bring your pet in.
And don't forget, you on the YouTube videos won't see this, but there's a green screen behind us. So if you wanted to promote your business, you could just send John a bunch of pictures of your business, and it'll play behind you as you talk.
Especially if you're a strip club.
Yeah.
And because John is a videographer and produces and edits his own videos, you could curse up a storm if you wanted to rant.
I think he likes that even more, actually.
You can say all the fucks you want. So what this means is there should be some bomb-ass costumes.
Oh, I'm expecting to see some bomb-ass costumes. Yeah. Yes.
Now I'm really going to work on a costume because I want an hour in the studio to see whatever I want. Oh, wait.
So that's going on. There's a whole lot more inside
right?
of you. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to call the hour, what can I do to make John blush? And then I'm going to bring in different talents and things and then see what I can do to make Johnny Fever blush, because it doesn't happen often. He's seen and heard everything.
These talents don't by any chance vibrate, do they?
I mean, they might, but it's my hour, so I'm just saying.
All right, so you've got the costume contest.
Costume contest.
I know you have specialty drinks already besides the dry ice fountain.
Yeah. And the well drinks are $6. Not $5. I said $5 before, but I misspoke, and I apologize about that. They're actually $6.
I've said to several people now, you're not getting drinks for $6 anywhere. Anywhere. You might at Joe Schmo's bar, like up in North Vegas, but...
Or if you go to, like the Rebel and buy yourself some Pabst and go home,
right?
Then you're not hanging out with us. So.
Right. There's nowhere downtown you're getting drinks for $6.
No. And in all fairness, and when I did announce that, no one complained. But I felt bad about saying $5, and then I had to
it had been $5 up until
it had been, yeah.
It just it went up for the night.
Mm-hmm,
so.
Right. It is a special night. It is our first Halloween party, so we're super excited about it. But it'll be fun.
What else have you got? Like the last party I went to, there was a foot massager.
Can you get the foot massager back, because that was kind of amazing?
We can, if you want to do that. We'll talk off air about that. But so the space that we're in at 700 Fremont Street, it's changed a little bit. An artist came in and he did some amazing artwork, and you guys are going to be able to see that and experience it once you get there. So the entire club, from the first step to the back of the bathroom, everything has been completely. An artist came and did his thing. So this same artist says to me, "Hey, I got some free time. I'm not doing anything on Halloween. I can come there and do body painting."
I was going to ask if there was going to be face and body painting. Yes!
So here's the thing, though. It is not cheap, people. It's $75. So I told him I would love for you to do it, but I don't know if anyone's going to want to shell out that kind of money for it. But if you guys are interested, just hit me up through text, I'll make sure that he's there and whatever. But yeah.
So you could essentially show up naked.
Yeah, pretty much.
Get a body painted costume.
And win the costume contest.
So I have an idea. Okay.
You're gonna be the.
So you pick out 3 people for the night to get body painting, and then you auction them off.
This is a whole different kind of club now. Like we have crossed
but I mean,
into a whole different club.
Whoever raises the most money is the one that gets body painted.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I know. So do they get body painted first and then try to raise the money?
No.
So they stand there naked and say, do you want to see me get body painted?
You're going to pick 3 people, or 4 or 5 or whatever, and who want to get body painted, and then the crowd decides by
throwing money at them. Again, a different club.
We get that you want a strip club really to get their thing back here. We get that.
I have to rescind my offer then.
Okay, so yeah, listen, here's how it's going to work. We're going to have 3 people, and we're going to...
Dude, just trying to help.
I like where you're going. I like what you think.
Tim said he wishes he was here to win so he could create a masterpiece theater show. That would be amazing.
Well, tell him, come on down.
Oh, that would be amazing. I'm going to now try to win so I'm going to do a 1-hour monologue, kind of like the vagina monologue, but to my ass.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
It would be the booty monologue. 1 full hour of ode to my ass.
So
it was that easy. What the heck?
No, I'm laughing.
So Jacob has been a regular on our show throughout our almost 7 years now. February it'll be 7 years. Because of Plush BBW Club. And for those of you who don't know, it's a club specifically to make BBWs feel comfortable about going out. And you don't have to be a BBW to be there. In fact, there are plenty of smaller women that are there. But if you like BBW women, then you should definitely come out, because I can't wait for the costumes.
The costumes
I love the scary aspect of Halloween. I love when people have got the blood dripping down or make themselves look like zombies or whatever. I love that stuff. I'm not a big fan of cutesy Halloween.
No.
There's the first Halloween party I went to here. It was a different, we know this is the first Plush Halloween party. So it was a different party, and a gentleman came in like a Grim Reaper outfit. And he stood behind the table and stood there for the whole party. And you didn't know who he was. He was just creeping behind us like he was here, like we could touch him. And he stood there and he stood there. And it wasn't until the end of the night, like you could talk to him and he would just be like... And it wasn't until the end of the night that he took it off so you knew who it was. But the whole night it was kind of creepy. You had no idea.
That's cool.
And it's someone that, that many people know. But I just remember it's, I was fucking scared the whole time. I'm like, Did
he have the big, tall size,
Yeah. I'm like, let's just keep the car keys nearby.
That's funny.
He's not just here for me, is he? I would understand, but he's not just here for me.
I'm so excited. So I know Fernie's going to be there. I and Sarah will be there. And then a lot of our other friends are going to be there as well.
No, I think this is actually the first party that you got. Well, that's not true, but at this space, normally you guys are we're out of town, but we're flying in that same day,
right,
or
every single time. Yeah, every time. So this time we'll all be there.
I think the last one we were all together was the one with the foot massager.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that was the one before I came really late. We all left early because we had just done the show.
Yeah.
So this will be one where we can come and stay and get our feet massaged by a random stranger. And I really hope that you do have a foot massager, or else I'm just going to let random strangers do it. I'm going to be like, are you the foot massager?
I could arrange. Yeah. I could arrange that.
Be like, are you the foot massager? Yeah? Sweet, let's go right over here.
Now, I know that on your flyer it says costumes, but you don't have to wear a costume.
Not at all, no. No, you don't have to wear a costume at all. It's totally fine.
Okay.
I know some people don't want to wear one for whatever reason. I'm barely going to wear one, so... I'm going to have clothes on.
So you're not in the spray...
Damn it!
No, I'm not.
You're getting a fig leaf. Spray paint it. Like I'm going pretty
That is
natural.
so very Martha Stewart of you.
Yeah.
You won't decorate a pumpkin, but you'll spray paint.
I couldn't spray paint you. You'll just have a big green blob. Like there will be no contour, no
definition,
no nothing.
Like, what is that? No, not that. What is that?
Somebody will be like, "Do you have to the doctor? Like, you're just really green.
I'm STD man.
So yeah, it's much better to get the spray painter to do
Okay.
it.
Well, I'll do that.
Maybe we'll get lucky and see one of these thong jean things that's been going around on.
I'm sorry,
Oh
what?
my God.
So I don't know what it is about 2017 and fashion weirdness, but there's the squiggly eyebrows. Do you remember when that came out?
Yep.
The squiggly eyebrows, and then there was the
Romp hymns.
The rompims, yeah.
hymns, and then there were the lashes for your nostrils.
No.
Have you seen those?
So
I'm
gross.
trying to cut mine out.
Right.
And then the latest thing that showed up, I think it's on a French runway, an actual fashion show in China or France or something like that, is jeans that were completely cut and the back was a thong up your ass. I don't understand what is going on. I think there's a bunch of people in like a think tank going, what kind of fucked up fashions can we put out there on the Facebooks and the Twitters?
Tim said, I see you got that green crotch. My dad died from green crotch. So yeah, green crotch
Green
costume. If anyone wants to wear a romp hymn, I highly encourage it.
Always. At the last party, I offered any guy that came in with a romp hymn free shots, and no one took me up on that offer. No one.
I would also if anybody chooses to come to this one with a romp hymn, it will be a free lap dance from me. It will not be good. I have no rhythm, but
she has a beautiful ass, and she will rub it all over you.
If you wear a romp hymn.
And I'll tell you what, if you wear one of the flowy ones, like terry cloth or something like that, so we can all see what the effect is of her ass rubbing on you, that would be awesome too.
Again, we are totally ruining
Yeah,
it.
what is
Why are we all perverts? I don't know what's happening to your club. I apologize.
It's okay.
Again,
It's
I will
all right.
still totally rub my ass on you if you wear a romp hymn.
I personally think that you could have 4 or 5 people be as raunchy as hell in a corner, and your club would still be one of the classiest things that I've ever
thank you.
attended.
Thank you.
Because every time you put on an event, it's always fun. The people are nice. And I always have a great time. So.
And a lot of that, not a lot of it, all of it has to do with everyone that comes, right? Because everyone is expecting a certain thing, and they participate. So everyone behaves themselves and acts, and it's all about having a great time. So I give claps to. I give claps to nobody.
STD man gives the clap to no one. No one.
Okay, so let's. What else we got going on?
All right, so I talked about my
Props.
fashion
The
thing.
word is props. You give props. Not the clap.
Let's talk about some of the STDs that you might get just from some of the phone calls that you get.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Toxi's rant for the night.
I'm so set for this. I often get a lot of random phone calls via my messenger. A lot of dick pics. I got some sitting there now. They do a lot of video messages, like random people who don't know me, but they'll do it in the fucking middle of the night, and it's annoying. So, and then sometimes I'll just instantly block them. So those ones are gone. But in less than a 24-hour period, I had 36 different messages, but that doesn't include, and it was less than, but that doesn't include multiple times. So guys will send it 5 times, or they'll try to call me 10 times. So what I did, I was blocking them up. And now, and the reason I've had kind of a flow is because I save up, when people try to add me, I save them up and do them at once.
Right.
Because I know there's a few repercussions of doing it, but I didn't expect it like this. So my thing is I plan to call some back. Now, I'm hoping it might be the middle of the night for them.
Just wait till mid-afternoon, because then it would usually be.
We can call them in here.
Well, I can't because they message me on Facebook.
Gotcha.
They don't have my cell number.
Okay.
So I'm
and
just...
if you put them on speakerphone.
Yes, I'm going to put them on speaker.
Okay.
And I'm just randomly going to start just pick some.
Are you going to do that right now? Because he can plug you in.
Do you want to plug me in? Oh, let's do this guy. He has only tried 4 times.
This is Masterpiece Theater.
It is.
Set your phone right down on there.
Oh, I thought it was.
Put it on speaker.
I was thinking STDs. Dude, not really.
Why aren't you answering? How many times did you call me? 4? You're getting 5.
So when I first opened my Elexia personal account, that same thing happened. I got tons of calls, and I didn't know what it was because I had never received a Facebook phone call before. And I'm looking at my phone, I'm like, who the hell's calling me? And then when I realized what it was, there's no way to shut it off.
No, I've tried so many different ways.
You're video calling him.
Yeah, because he video called me, so I'm just hitting.
Oh, so
I'm responding however
you're
they do
enticing
it.
him.
These fuckers are all going to call me back at 3 a.m. This is going to backfire.
Well, he's with his family now, so that's why.
There is that too.
See, it says he's not receiving calls right now. His photo is 2 cats doing the Titanic. So if the calls weren't... Oh,
Sounds
is it
like
a voice
pussy
message?
to me.
Hey, Ronnie! It's Toxi! With SinCityBounty!
Hello!
Hi! Thank you so much for calling me in the middle of the night. It's awesome. Totally appreciate it. All right, so this is it. Last time we're talking. Bye, Ronnie. By the way, I do like the cats. Bye.
You need to set up a PayPal so you can start
I
charging.
tried. When they were sending them, there's a feature on here where it says request money. And I have also I've tried to click it and it always says they're not set up for it. But I have also put our Patreon link on there. And I'm like, you want to talk? Here you go. All right, hold on. I got plenty.
one?
While
You
you're
guys
working
keep
in that,
talking
I want
while
to, speaking of Patreon, we got a new sponsor this week, or a new patron this week, which is awesome. He was added to our super secret Facebook group. You can be
Sometimes they send me pictures of myself.
you can be a supporter of this show. $5 a month is all you need to pledge to become part of our super secret Facebook group, where you get private photos, and you can talk to any of us at any time. And we usually add our guests. Jacob was last minute because I take him for granted. That's what it is.
Yeah. I'm at her beck and call.
But I'll add them to the super secret Facebook group for a week, so you guys can ask them questions. And any guests that we have on the show, we add them to that group as well, so they can be asked personal questions if you are a sponsor. Just go to our website, SinCityBounty.com, look for the P, the orange P, for Patreon, and you go there and you sign up and pledge us $5 a month. You only have to pledge 3. We'll put your name up on a wall and give you lots of thanks, but 5 gets you into the super secret
And
Facebook group.
if they pledge $500 a month, I'll do one of the shows topless.
We do have other levels on our Patreon, which is really cool. We have one level, I think it's $100 a month, and you will get a selfie from one of us girls every month.
Wow.
We'll send you a personal selfie just for you.
Hey,
We're
Saddam,
thinking about
it's
you.
Toxi with SinCityBounty.
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Thank you for calling me in the middle of the night. Totally appreciate the video chat. Saddam. That's it. I have nothing more to say. Hope you weren't sleeping. That would suck.
Okay.
And they know you're in Vegas, right?
I don't know if they know where I'm at. Let's call Armin. Armani. What the?
Do you think that's a real name?
I don't know.
I wish I had someone to call, but I don't.
I'll call you tonight,
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
just so you can get the experience. Everybody should have the experience.
Yeah.
Do it
of
at
getting
3
a
a.m.
Facebook call at 3 a.m. I am up at that time, so yeah, I could do that.
Why? I don't understand. I mean, this is Toxi, SinCityBounty. I'm not sure why you're not answering. Is it an inconvenient time? That's kind of ironic, right? That I'd call you at an inconvenient time. So, thanks for reaching out. My best to you, and goodbye. Hi, friend.
There you go. All right.
You guys keep talking. I'm just fighting the ones I haven't already blocked.
One of the sad things that happened, or that was announced today, I don't know if it happened today or yesterday, but Robert Guillaume died.
Oh, I didn't know that.
For those of you who don't know, Robert Guillaume was a fantastic actor. He was a butler on Soap named Benson.
I loved Soap.
Soap was awesome.
I loved Soap.
And then because he was so great, he got his own spin-off show called Benson.
Yeah.
And then he was on a show called Sports Night, which some of the greatest speeches given ever is from that show. And he was the first African-American to win an Academy Award an Emmy Award for supporting actor in a comedy. And the next time an African-American won was, I think, 2017.
Who was it?
With Danny Glover.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, he was awesome. I had a crush on him too.
On Benson.
On Benson.
You know who I had a crush on back in the day? Okay, don't laugh, but Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Dr. Quinn was awesome.
I had a massive crush on her.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel like that's almost a given. Like, that should happen.
Well, I fell in love with Jane Seymour in a movie that she did with Christopher Reeve called Somewhere in Time. Awesome movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my favorites.
Great movie.
Jane Seymour's pretty hot. Yeah. But then, I don't know, my crushes are weird because Benson was awesome. I also had a crush on Quincy MD. Jack Klugman.
I had one on Doogie Howser.
How does that even happen?
Really?
Yeah.
That's a little scary. Because he
we were the same
was
age.
supposed to be like 12 in that show or something.
But he really was. We were like the same age.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's a whole different story.
Yeah.
Did you have a crush on a TV person? Or do you just watch Netflix all the time?
Joe Manganiello and Channing Tatum.
They're not TV, though. They're kind of movie stars.
Yeah.
That's not the...
Who's Joe?
They're
who
from
is he?
Magic. They were both in Magic.
Joe Manganiello, he is, or Manganiello, he's all Seed in True Blood, and he's also in Pee Wee Herman, the movie. So.
Oh.
The original?
I don't even know the name.
Okay.
I don't even know the name. Who do you have a crush on now?
Ooh, who do I have a crush on now? I can't think. I mean, I know I can't.
Adrienne Palicki.
No, not
that?
her.
She's on the Orville.
Oh.
Is she the
First officer.
first officer?
Yeah.
Is that a good show?
That's a pretty good show.
it
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's not too bad.
Is it a comedy?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a comedy.
Yeah.
A space comedy?
It's Star Trek.
Because that's, yeah.
There are a lot of Star Trek fans. So one of the things that have happened this last couple of weeks is I've become involved in a couple of Star Trek groups on Facebook, and man, these people just kill me with their complaining. I just say,
I watched.
it's not canon, whatever. Anyway.
Yeah, it's not. But the thing that tripped me out most about the new Star Trek was the cursing.
Yeah, well, there was only one instance. Well,
But
two
there was,
instances of it now, but
I was not expecting it. I'm kind of watching it. I'm like, what? Did you just say fuck?
it does say TVMA. Number
They
one.
all say that, but
and
whatever.
two, you can only get it if you pay for it. Here in the U.S.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
pay for it.
So it's sort of like CBS's HBO channel.
Okay.
What channel is that?
CBS.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no luck with
No,
the
and
creepers.
here's the deal. I've been blocking them when it happens until I had the great idea of calling, so now I can't get back to the ones I blocked.
So
I can do it from my computer.
I'm gonna move a little bit closer because you said that you couldn't believe there was cursing in the new Star Trek, which means you're watching Star Trek.
Of course. I'm a huge. Are you kidding me?
I think you just became my only and first crush ever.
Are you guys gonna?
Yeah, we are.
I'd marry him in a heartbeat.
Well.
I'm a huge fan
Yeah.
of Star Trek. I've been a fan for a long time. I don't care about the canon stuff, whatever. Just give me some Kardashians and some Ferengi. I'm good to go.
Kardashians? Now I'm
She
with
did
you.
say that. You're a Kardashian. You watch that show?
DS9? No, Kardashians.
Oh, I
I
thought you
said
s-
Kardashians. I did not say Kardashians.
You kind of did. Okay.
That's my female crush right now, is the lead actress from Discovery.
Okay.
I can't remember her name, but she's awesome.
The next time you have me on your show.
Michael Burnham.
From The Walking Dead.
Yeah. Next time you have me on your show, I will tell you who my crush is. I gotta, because I binge watch everything now, so I don't have.
know.
Isn't
Yeah.
that the best way to watch TV, though?
That
My
is-
favorite show right now is Shameless.
That's a great
I
show.
love it.
Yeah.
So if I had to pick one person I'm crushing on right now, it's Svetlana. I like her a lot.
She is which one is she?
She's the Russian
Yeah.
badass.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like her.
And she has no accent.
I know.
For reals? Like,
Yeah,
For
she
re-
interviews
in real
with
life?
her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's a good
She's
show.
very articulate.
My favorite is totally crushing on. I've always been Jason Bateman. But the best thing in the world happened, and that is in Ozark.
Oh, yeah.
Was he naked in it?
You saw his ass.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the pregnant stripper.
No, I mean the whole thing was amazing.
Okay.
The whole thing was just
a great show.
so good. It was a great show. I can't wait. Loved it. But I mean, my moment of glory was the ass scene.
You guys need to do an episode where you kind of rate men's butts.
What a idea.
Really?
Would you come in?
100%. I would do that.
We should do that and get some live people in here so we can rate their butts on the air.
But in return, are we going to allow them to rate our boobs?
Sure.
Okay.
Or butts. You have a very nice
Yeah,
butt.
like, I'll go
Your
with
butt
butt.
would get a very high rating.
I'm gonna go with butt on that one. Boobs are gonna be like, I edge on I barely know you're a girl. that's kind of where my boobs edge a little. So definitely not jumping in that contest with you guys. It says 3 minutes.
30 seconds.
So Mama says,
Don't forget, this Saturday, 700 East Fremont Street. East Fremont?
Yeah, it's fine.
700 East Fremont Street, right across the street from Container Park. Nightmare on Fremont Street with Plush BBW. Come in costume or come get
Don't.
body painted or...
And I promise you will not get the clap. Okay?
Unless we do this.
Yes, exactly. And the prize, again, will be...
An hour of showtime right here on our home station, WWDBTV.
Yes.
.com.
This is Elexia,
Jacob.
Toxi.
and we will see you next week if you're brave enough.
Later, bitches.